Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Dial star 185 star 85 hash to open an SCD account and apply for Airtel shares.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
A very good evening to you tuned in to UBC. Thank you so much for watching and welcome to News Tonight. My name is Micheal Lukomwa and this is what we have for you tonight. Elizabeth Nakakoni is here for the sign language interpretation. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has met and held discussions with His Excellency General Salva Kiir, President of the South Sudan, at State House Entebbe. The two leaders discussed issues of mutual interest between the two brotherly countries and border security. The meeting was attended by State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Henry Okello Oriem, the Director General External Security Organization, and Ambassador Joseph Ochuet. The South Sudan delegation included Barnaba Mariel Benjamin, Minister of Presidential Affairs, Dr. Martin Elia Lamuro, Minister of Cabinet Affairs, and Honorable Dr. James Pitia Morgan, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, among others. Government is to give more priority to the practice of climate-smart agriculture as a way of addressing factors leading to the environmental degradation in the country. This commitment is seen in the ongoing financial year where US $334 million has been invested in mechanization, seed multiplication, research, as well as pests and diseases control. Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, was speaking during the unveiling of the 2024-25 budget strategy at an event officiated by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja.
Nga nasoma naye nga sirina nawe ntandikira gamba nti nova leka ngende nkole kino naye nebaza Katonda ze Esther kati sigenda kubeera mukozi wa muntu mulala wabula ngenda kubeera nga ndi job creator.
These testimonies best illustrate the significant impact of the Presidential Skilling Initiative program, particularly for youth who did not complete formal education. These youth have gained skills in various fields such as hairdressing, tailoring, cake making and catering, knitting, embroidery, and shoemaking, making them well prepared to become job creators.
Ambassador skilling. Yabuuza nti Museveni akoze eki musindike ku skilling. Museveni ayambye eki abavubuka musindike ku skilling. Museveni tayagala abavubuka musindike ku ki bw'anaatuuka wano ajja kuddayo n'ekifaananyi ekirala nga ffe ffenna kye tufunye.
The Presidential Skilling of Girl Child and Boy Child program is fully funded by State House, covering expenses from trainers' salaries to purchasing learners' materials for centers across the country. It is on this note that the Senior Presidential Assistant on Education and Skilling, Dr. Faith Katana, the lead facilitator of the program in Kampala, explains why State House budget is not bloated as it was perceived by a section of politicians.
Bw'aba agamba State House aba ategeeza ki? State House ya Museveni tebatubuulira bintu bikyamu naffe ne Hoima abisale. That is a State House. It is a house that belongs to the state. Esente zonna si za Museveni za kulya. Zino ezisomesa bano abaana every 3 months si kyekyo quarter emisaala gy'abasomesa, the rents of these centers and everything, and instructional materials. Ebyo byonna sente ezo ziva mu State House. Ezo za president za kulya? Mbabuuza za Museveni za kulya?
In her remarks, State Minister for Gender and Culture, Peace Mutuzo, encouraged beneficiaries and entrepreneurs to take advantage of the prevailing peace to achieve financial independence.
Kiba kya nnaku okumala okusoma wano electrical engineering ate n'ogenda wali ku border n'otunda n'akataka kataatawo biri n'obyerabira n'oddaawo nga tolina kyeweekolera kijja kuba kya nnaku nnyo era tubasabira nti obudde bwe mumaze wano bubeere bwa buvunaanyizibwa.
N'essuubi gye twabajje oba gye mwavudde temukyaddayo. Tokyaddayo kusiiwuuka, tokyaddayo kunywa njaga, tokyaddayo kwetunda, tokyaddayo kusabiriza. Tetukusuubira kusanga nca ng'ate wadda gye wakola ki? Bw'onoobeera omuntu mulamu n'okkiriza n'ekyo Mukama kyakuwadde ogenda kubeera wanjawo.
Since its inception in 2012, the Presidential Skilling Initiative of the Girl Child and Boy Child program has been empowering less privileged youth from urban centers with skills for self-reliance. The initiative seeks to promote productivity and reduce criminality in urban centers and the country as a whole. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
UBC News Tonight. That is one of our stories to do with the presidential skilling initiatives for the young people ongoing, and that was in Mutundwe yesterday. Mutundwe is part of the Kampala area. Now, moving on, the voting process was largely disrupted by a heavy downpour in the morning hours that led to low voter turnout. However, according to the Electoral Commission spokesperson Paul Bukenya, the voting exercise was peaceful with no major incidents. Hoima District LC5 by-election follows the death of former chairman Kadiri in March this year.
Vote casting in Hoima LC5 by-elections ended at 4 p.m. and counting kicked off in all the 173 polling stations across Hoima district. The race is tight between the NRM candidate Uthman Mugisa Mbarak and an independent candidate Savannah Muhumuza, who is the former NRM chairman Hoima district. The race has 5 candidates in total, including the NRM candidate Uthman, who voted at the Duoli Church of Uganda Primary School polling station.
I've been moving around and I take this opportunity to extend my sincere gratitude to the people of Hoima district for the love and support they have showered me with ever since I began my campaign rallies. I have so much hope in them that even today it will be a day of victory for us as the National Resistance Movement Party.
Other candidates include that of National Unity Platform Moses Aguda, FDC's Patrick Musinguzi, and 2 independents.
From Kemugubia here, and they saw the vehicle of RDC. I don't know what the roles the RDCs are playing in this by-election, because their movements, they are trying to move around. I don't know. RDCs from different districts.
Earlier, the voting process was largely disrupted by heavy rains in the morning hours that saw a low voter turnout. Most polling stations delayed opening because there were no required 10 voters at the polling station by 7 a.m. to witness the opening of the ballot materials.
The rain for 2 hours, in fact. We have been there, even not starting with elections because of rain. So the challenge for today on my side, it has been rain.
However, according to the Electoral Commission spokesperson Paul Bukenya, the voting process was peaceful with no major incidents.
Handle the rain issue, but the rain has stopped. Kind of, it's still drizzling, but I think our teams are reporting that polling has picked up, and we will be monitoring how it progresses. Other than that, we do not have any incident reported here at our any major incident reported here at our complaints desk, other than just issues that are managed. We want to troubleshoot a machine or things like that, which are easy things that have not stopped polling anywhere.
The results are expected to be announced by the returning officer Hoima District Merab Kasande later in the night. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Hoima.
Yes, we now take you back to our story to do with the budget strategy that has been launched today, presided over by the Prime Minister Robin Anabanja.
It is in this document of 52 pages that priorities for the next financial year are outlined. Inside it are details of what the 2024-2025 budget strategy focuses on. One of the areas of emphasis is climate-smart agriculture. In terms of resource allocation, this is just in line with how it is being handled in the current financial year.
This has included a provision of US dollars 354 million this financial year for the following. 1. Mechanization. US dollars 121 million. 2. Seed multiplication and research, 47 million US dollars. 3. Scaling up small-scale solar power irrigation, US dollars 62 million. 5. Fisheries, $50 million. 5. Pest and disease control, 37 million US dollars. 6. Storage, particularly of agricultural inputs and certification, $37 million.
In doing so, the proposed reorganization of the existing resources across sectors will deliver Uganda's quest for agro-industrialization.
In conformity with the presidential directive on the realization of the real economy through industrializing agriculture. 2. Accessing recapitalization of EDB and UDC to support the NDP3 agro-industrialization program.
Good as it sounds, this may come with costs on the environment. This is why ecologically oriented Ugandans want to see environmentally friendly development.
I am sorry to say that the people of our generation, with the current generation, have been too greedy to pursue development at the expense of environmental conservation. And one day, a similar thing that has happened to Libya will happen here in Uganda, in as long as we continue to pursue development in total disregard of environmental conservation.
Since we have provided for a certificate in the law that there must be substantial amount of money every year in all the annual budgets of government to address climate change, we want to see this happen in the next budget, because it is the only way we can help to address some of the challenges that can actually befall on our economy.
These arguments are in agreement with the theme of the budget strategy of full monetization of Uganda's economy through commercial agriculture, industrialization, expanding and broadening services, digital transformation, and market access.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big proportion of our economy is still raw material based. With the availability of a more skilled labor force and supporting infrastructure such as electricity in the industrial parks, as well as the security of everyone, our focus is now on value addition and industrialization of our economy.
Nabanja, who officiated at the pre-budget conference, says the target is to consolidate on the gains of the current financial year.
He has also challenged government to ensure that we realize a 10-fold gross domestic product of US dollars 550 billion over the next 10 years. This will require doing business differently across all institutions of government over the next 10 years. It's not going to be business as usual.
Whereas there are calls for some adjustments, both local government and parliamentarians agree that the budget strategy is timely.
We are a country, we can really fund our own sectors without necessarily depending on others. If they come in, well, there's no problem. We do welcome them.
The 2024-2025 financial year is the last year of implementing the third National Development Plan. This makes it imperative to take into account the mid-term review of recommendations to ensure accomplishment of all the planned objectives. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The Kenyan High Commissioner to Uganda, Major General George Owino, has assured grain farmers in various parts of the country of ready market for their produce in the neighboring country, Kenya. While on a field trip to the southwest, West Nile and northern region, Ambassador Owino encouraged farmers to mechanize agriculture for increased food production. This comes at a time when the Kenyan government several rejected Ugandan products, mainly maize, eggs and sugar, over alleged standards.
The role of a farmer in economic development cannot be underestimated. The Kenyan High Commissioner to Uganda, Major General George Owino, knows this too well. That's why the ambassador visited farmers in the rural districts of Kiriandongo, Lira, Dokolo, Lamo, and Amuru.
For this particular issue of why I came in this team, it's about food and about food security. We all know that Kenya is not blessed with enough food because of the conditions, because of the soils, because of the rainfall pattern and so on and so forth. Uganda is blessed with all that. And therefore Uganda is able to produce food in quantities and also cheaper. People will be surprised to hear that you can grow maize in 4 months and harvest. In Kenya, you only have one season. You only grow once a year. So it does not matter how much acreage you have. So what we are looking at is in terms of, if Uganda has got excess capacity, and as a neighbor, can it support Kenya in terms of food in a structured manner?
Major General Owino also visited some Kenyan-affiliated agro-enterprises that are helping to create a ready market for farm produce such as cassava, maize, soya beans, among others.
Cassava, degenerate very fast, so we normally process within 24 hours from the harvesting time. So once the farmers bring the cassavas, we go through the process as we've walked through before, and we produce the cassava chips, which then we dry. After drying, we then, some of our customers normally take them as the dried chips, and others normally require them to be milled, and we normally mill them to the specifications required.
We have come and invested in a storage capability. We have the plan on how to scale up. We have brought them to come and see where we are, and we are telling them produce, and this is our physical location. We are not going to live here. The word that we have given you is we are here, plant, and we shall buy.
I welcome the idea of the Kenyans and Shamba Bora for coming us to help us in this, because I think if they bring mechanization, it will be okay, and if they teach us the gap, our production will increase, and our farmers will benefit more. They will educate their children, they will build the houses, they will buy more land.
Some of these enterprises have over the years boosted their capacity to buy and process agricultural produce thanks to Third Capital, a private equity firm that offers long-term financing to agro-enterprises in an effort to achieve the 2 SDGs of zero hunger and no poverty.
Unlike the traditional banking where they will give you, I don't think there is any bank who can give you money in agriculture for more than, say, 3 or 5 years. But for Third Capital private equity scheme, you get that funding for as long as 8 years. And in terms of understanding the agricultural sector, we look at the uniqueness and the peculiarity that are inherent in the agricultural production. So we give you a very appropriate moratorium.
Well endowed with fertile and virgin land, northern Uganda is increasingly being seen as a key part in Uganda and indeed the East African community's food security strategy. Dennis Igoa for UBC Business.
Police are currently conducting an investigation into a severe accident that took place along Chagwe Road. The incident involved a Mitsubishi Fuso motor vehicle, the driver of which has not yet been identified. This vehicle failed to brake while traveling along Chagwe Road, colliding with a motorcycle and dragging it along with its passenger. The injured passenger from the motorcycle was promptly transported to Chirudu Hospital for urgent medical attention. The individual is currently in critical condition. Patrick Onyango, the police spokesperson, Kampala Metropolitan, has confirmed all this development.
Police in CPS Kampala are investigating a case of serious accident that happened at Chagwe Road here in Kampala district. It is alleged that on the 13th of September 2023 at around midday, motor vehicle Mitsubishi Fuso, white in color, driven by a yet-to-be identified driver, failed to brake along Chagwe Road and knocked motorcycle number UFX 0691, dragging it with the passenger and rammed into a stationary motorcycle. The victim and the passenger on motorcycle just failed to motorcycle registration number UFX 0691 has been identified as Sabada Charity, 48 years, a housewife, a resident of Chebando, Nansana Wakiso. He was rushed to Mulago Hospital in critical condition but later on the doctors at Mulago Hospital referred her to Chirudu.
Story not good at all there. Let's pray for the victim to get the recovery and the healing. The defense legal team in the case where 19 people are accused of planting the twin bombings in Kampala and various parts of the country has asked court to dismiss the case against the accused. In doing so, they cite that prosecution has made it a tendency to ask court for adjournments each time the case comes up.
The International Crimes Division Court is proceeding with a hearing of the case where 19 people are accused of planting bombs in Kampala and various parts of the country. The accused, including Mwonge Yusuf, Sharon Nachtende, Annette Chibirango, Zam Naiga, Robert Danzi, among others, appeared before Justice Richard Wejule Wabwire. Prosecution led by Joseph Chomhendo, holding brief for Assistant DPP Thomas Jatiko, prayed for an adjournment on grounds that they still need more time to do disclosures and file an application for witness protection.
It's the last time we're in court. The state prosecutor asked for time. They had promised they would disclose the evidence they have on the file so that today we're able to proceed. But again, today we appeared in court and they had not disclosed. They also didn't have the police file.
Representing the accused persons, lawyer Simwe Anthony objected to the prayer, citing that prosecution has made it a tendency to ask for adjournments ever since the matter came before court, a thing which infringes on the accused's rights.
I feel these people have been in prison for so long, over 2 years, and this is being unfair. They're entitled to a fair hearing, and the fact that we keep coming and they're adjourning when they're not ready, it's an abuse on their rights to a fair hearing.
With this, lawyer Simwe asked court to dismiss the case against the accused until prosecution is ready.
It was pray for a dismissal because this is the third time this matter is coming up and I need to proceed. But court has given them the last adjournment.
Justice Richard Wejule Wabwire adjourned the case to the 29th of September 2023, however cautioned the prosecution to expedite their disclosures quickly. Prosecution alleges that Mwonge Yusuf and 18 others, plus others still at large, during the year 2021, were behind the Kampala twin bombings of Parliamentary Avenue and the Central Police Station in Kampala and the various parts of the country. Rebecca Nantongo, Susan Inabugude, UBC News.
Still in court, the presiding judge in the case, the murder case of Maria Nagiri and Ronald Chitaimbwa, has highlighted 20 issues for the court assessors to base on while giving their opinion in this matter. Court has set Tuesday next week for the court assessors to give their opinion.
Last week, all parties in the murder case of Maria Nagiri and Ronald Chitaimbwa finalized their submissions to court. Tuesday morning, the case before Judge Isaac Mwata of High Court Criminal Division in Kampala. Court has highlighted 20 issues for court assessors to base on when giving their opinion in this matter.
Further consider the HSBT standard in the court, specifically the panga and the kajek. Was the chain of custody broken, and were they properly identified by the officers who recovered them? Consider also the charge and caution statement of A1. The evidence requires corroboration and other independent evidence. Even after its admission, A1 maintained that he did not voluntarily record that statement.
Other issues will include whether the evidence of prosecution witness Isaac Sennabulia, who pinned Dikasol and Rubega to commit the offences, corroborated with other witnesses.
Consider the incident was at night, so the aspect of positive identification of one of those people identified, whether PW1 could have clearly identified these people he claimed he was with, the time taken to identify them, his familiarity with them, if it was there, was there enough light for him to see these people he claimed he was with? Familiarity, all those conditions are considered.
The assessors will also have to analyze the CCTV camera report and whether the person who was seen in the deceased's car was identified.
Has it squarely pinned that this person is as active participants? Was it obtained through coercion as alleged by A1 and A2? Was the person seen driving the motor vehicle positively identified? Consider the conditions for identification such as light, time taken in observing the familiarity with the accused person of those who claimed that they had identified.
Other issues to base on include the DNA report on the exhibits and whether the accused Katelega Sadat and Kiseka Hassan were just border riders who didn't have any intention to participate in the murder of the accused.
Evidence of PW8 who adduced evidence of tracking the victim's SIM cards and the phones and established that they were with the A2. The communication matrix tendered confirmed that all the accused persons were communicating in the course of the commission of the alleged offences.
Court has set 19th September 2023 when Mutoni Sharp and Okong Simon, court assessors in this matter, will give their opinion. The accused persons in this matter include Kasolo Kopriam, Lubega Johnson, Katelega Sadat, Mpanga Sharif, Kaliango Nasif and Hassan Kiseka. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Nantongo Rebecca and Deborah Namamonde reporting from court. Take us for a break. It's UBC News Tonight. Please keep it with us.
Set transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Multi Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
In this family, we can't agree on anything.
Martha.
We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play.
Martha.
Ndowoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate alina echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
Sasura obagula ne MTN Momo olwo tukuddize ssente oleweki
eyuge ku MTN Momo pe ogenda kubanga okikwasaganya bulungi nnyo.
Olwaleero tugabye piki zaffe 2 ezisoose nga tuziwadde ba merchants 2, mukyala Hadija ku petrol station ya Moka, mwami Charles naye tuva kumuwa piki ye.
Kituufu mpangudde ne documents zino nzifunye.
I was so surprised when to the petrol station. Nesangawo nga already MTN yatuuse.
MTN bateba kulimba tabalimba.
Kumbe bino ebintu byo bituufu.
Era kye tubuulira abantu baffe naddala omuntu yenna alina business nti ssaawa zino tugenda tuva mu mbeera eyo ey'okukwata ssente ez'omumpeke nti buli omu yenna afune kye tuyita merchant code. Tugenze tusomesa abantu ku mugaso gw'obutakwata ssente ez'obuliwo naye nga bazifunire ku ssimu yaabwe. Beera steady tugaba pin code yo yo weka.
Kozesa Momo app owanyiga *165*3#.
Tata ne mama
Sarah.
Wanji?
We did all we could. Naye we couldn't save her. I'm sorry. You brought her in very late. Malaria destroyed her organs and reduced her blood levels. She was anemic. You know how dangerous malaria is. I am sorry, but malaria has killed your daughter.
Malaria kills more people in Uganda than any other disease. Protect your loved ones from this enemy. Ensure everyone in your family sleeps under a mosquito net every night, whether it's a cold or hot season, to protect them from malaria. In the event that any of your family members shows malaria signs and symptoms, take them to the nearest health center immediately to prevent complications from malaria that could result into death. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from Global Fund.
Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. It's UBC News Tonight. The NUP President, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, has said he will not stop his plans of visiting other parts of the country. The move comes after police issued a notice suspending his rallies, saying Kyagulanyi is not abiding by police guidelines.
Platform leader Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu started touring different parts of the country since 28th last month, with the opening of various offices starting in Mbarara. However, on Wednesday, police issued a notice suspending the rallies through Deputy Inspector General of Police, Major General Kasiga Tumusime. Speaking at a press conference at the party headquarters in Kamwocha this morning, Kyagulanyi said he would not stop his plans to visit different parts of the country and wherever they have not reached.
Assure all the people where we've not reached, I want to confirm to you that we shall reach your region in any way possible, and we shall reach you soon. We soon will make a program and we shall make it public.
Kyagulanyi also said the police have no authority to stop political party rallies and everything they do is legal. He also said they are ready to go to court if what they are doing is against the law.
Article 3 of the Constitution empowers us to do what we have to do to restore our constitutional order. So we are within the Constitution. If you disagree with us, if you think we are breaking the law, we are ready to face the courts of law.
Kyagulanyi said their rallies were peaceful with no disturbances wherever they went, as the police did not arrest them.
Our people have been very peaceful, like you saw. We have always ensured that road users use the road peacefully, and our activities have been giving freedom to everybody to drive.
Other politicians have also commented on the police closure of NUP rallies. Daniel Mugoya, Nicholas Ndugwa, UBC News.
Afro-soul and R&B artists Lilian Mbabazi, Irene Tale, and artists from Dynamic Black Roots Academy are planning a musical extravaganza show down at the Stanbic Soul, R&B and Wine Safari in early October at the Micheal Hotel Gardens. The event organizers Jazz Mistro, Shaka Mayanja and the Black Roots Academy of Soul welcomed Stanbic Uganda as the title sponsor of the annual fete planned on Saturday.
R&B is really my music. I'm excited to see what the band and I...
As part of the preparations for Uganda's independence, Afro-soul and R&B stars Lilian Mbabazi, Irene Tale, and artists from the Dynamic Black Roots Academy are planning a musical extravaganza at the Stanbic Soul, R&B and Wine Safari early October at the Micheal Hotel Gardens. The event organizers, Jazz Maestro Shaka Mayanja, said the music extravaganza will act as a prelude to Uganda's 61st independence celebrations on October 9th and will be designed to be a family-friendly outing for all generations.
60 degrees, so experience is very important for everybody who enters the best way possible. So music is just the cherry on top. We make sure everybody has a good time, and don't forget it's all live music. We've always had only live music.
Other partners include Governor Uganda, Fragolino, Mestel Hotel, Fenon Events and Sauti Audio Crew. Mayanja Arthur Chiwanuka, the head affluent banking at Stanbic Bank, said October is traditionally a month during which the lender celebrates its clients as well as celebrating Uganda's independence and its cultural heritage.
Why are we interested in this? Evidence has it that music brings people together. Our purpose is Uganda as our home and we drive our growth. That is consistent.
The Afro-Soul session will be graced by Afro-Soul star Lilian Mbabazi, who recently released a mesmerizing EP along with the talented Irene Ntale, Joel Chisachi, and the dynamic Black Roots Academy of Soul.
We're going to support the musicians in this great ambience with great wine, with great food, great music, live music, and we're so proud of being part of this team.
The Soul R&B session will showcase timeless classics from Shaka Mayanja and the Black Roots Academy of Soul, featuring lead vocalists Julius Sese, Kirsten Yeswan Jagala, Tonya Micheal Ahenda, Yanzi Prudence, Lisa Sonia, and Aaron Damolida.
This was done intentionally to help Ugandan musicians get better with their instruments and their singing, so there are no shortcuts when it comes to safari.
Mary Namkose, Deogracious Habimana, UBC News.
A family in Otwal sub-county Oyam district is currently in a race against time to secure 25 million Uganda shillings for their 9-month-old baby Nakawa Tabitha's life-saving heart surgery in India. This diagnosis, which has already taken a huge toll on Owani Joseph, a primary school teacher, and Judith Atala, a housewife, has sparked a desperate search of hope for the couple and the child.
Judith Atala watches her baby struggles to breathe and endure the constant pain. As a mother, her heart breaks daily as she longs to provide the care her precious child needs. The journey of over 8 months has taken an immense toll on this family, both emotionally and financially. They must travel to Lacho Hospital in Gulu or Mulago Hospital every month, sometimes even twice, in their relentless pursuit of healing for Tabitha.
They scanned the child. They found out that the child is suffering from a heart disease and he needs operation. He's ever sweating, even at night. We are supposed to look for cold water. We try to brush on the baby so that she sleeps. Then not only that, as if this complication makes it pains, so she's always crying. She just leaves some.
Heart defects in children are a growing concern currently, and they necessitate specialized care abroad. The family is currently seeking 25 million shillings, which is required to facilitate Tabitha's vital heart surgery in India.
Really, I want you to help me. People can help me. I'm suffering really a lot because my baby is ever crying every day.
Dr. Richard Nam, a senior obstetrician, sheds light on the factors behind this heart condition, attributing it partly to lifestyle choices during pregnancy.
Smoking is very dangerous for a mother who is pregnant. Even if the mother is exposed to a smoker, it interferes with the development of the baby inside, especially the heart. And then consumption of low-density lipoprotein, which is a cholesterol. So when the mother consumes a lot of that during pregnancy, the low-density lipoprotein, which is deposited inside the blood vessels, it can affect the development of the heart of the baby. Others are due to lack of exercise alone.
Estimates from Uganda Heart Institute reveal that among the 1.6 million babies born in Uganda annually, approximately 16,000 infants are diagnosed with structural abnormalities. Out of this number, the Uganda Heart Institute can only correct around 8,000, leaving the remainder seeking treatment abroad, which always come at a huge cost.
The supplies, what is going to be used for that operation alone is a lot. And the personnel, the doctors, specialized cardiologists who are going to operate might not be one or two. It's not like a very simple surgery where you just go in and get the disease and remove it and you come out. No, it's a very, that's why it's expensive.
Tabisa's hope for a brighter tomorrow now rests in the hands of those willing to contribute to her surgery fund. To contribute directly to the family, you can send funds to their mobile phone on 0764 576 451, registered under the names of Joseph Owani. Ediolwa, UBC News.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates back to ground. Sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
The Vice-Chancellor of Gulu University wishes to inform the general public that Gulu University will be hosting the 5th Biennial African Philosophy World Conference from Monday 18th to Wednesday 20th September 2023. The opening ceremony and keynote presentations will take place from Acholi Inn on Monday 18th September 2023. The rest of the presentations will take place on Tuesday 19th and Wednesday 20th September 2023 from Gulu University under the theme Gender Dimensions of African Philosophy from the following international scholars: Professor Taban Loliong from the University of Juba, Professor Anke Granes from the University of Hildesheim, Germany, Professor Silva Tamale from Makerere University, Professor Josephine Ahikide from Makerere University, and Professor Ebunoloa Olufemi Oduwale from Olabisi Onabanjo University, Nigeria. For more information, visit the conference website.
Here is the 2023 musical launch of the year. 16th of September 2023, Kololo Ceremonial Grounds will be the only place to be, as the whole of Uganda will gather to witness the Museveni Hoima musical launch by Eman Sereko, also known as Munamasaka. Don't miss all your artists, comedians, stage and movie actors, members of parliament, ministers, leaders at different levels, led by the Right Honorable Premier Robin Nabanja. The chief guest of the day will be the one and only Sabalwanyi Jajamwami, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. All at a free entry at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds on the 16th of September 2023. Do not miss.
The executive director, the Extractive Industries and Transparency Initiative multi-stakeholders have called on government to expedite the process of publicly disclosing contracts and licenses of companies in the mining sector that provide the terms for the exploitation of oil and gas and minerals. These attribute the lack of disclosure of contracts to the loopholes that facilitate revenue leakages in the mineral supply.
The Uganda National Bureau of Standards, in collaboration with the Uganda Export Promotions Board and various partners, have awarded international organization standard certificates to 18 small-scale and medium-sized enterprises. This initiative aims to empower these enterprises to capitalize on cross-border trade opportunities.
And today, we have been witnessing the graduation of 18 enterprises with 54 international certifications in quality management, in environmental management, and occupational health and safety.
These businesses have been equipped with essential skills in quality management systems and market development through the ECOS project.
You may have to produce actually for the export market and you don't produce for the local market. I know some companies that are only exporting and they are not producing for the local market. And we will help you to do that also.
SMEs are advised on the steps of accessing foreign markets once they have acquired ISO certification.
And those who have been coming to us, we encourage those who are producing for export. If you have similar products, could you work together?
UNBS is committed to conducting immediate surveillance of these SMEs to ensure compliance with the requirements of the ISO certificates.
Certification is a process. Now you start with the application, you are billed, an audit is scheduled, they audit you. Now, it's usually after the audit that you begin identifying challenges. Maybe someone has a product that you have picked, you have tested, and is failing some parameters. Now, when a parameter fails, that means that the product is not meeting the standard. And therefore, you go ahead and ask the person to do a root cause analysis. Why is it failing? Now, when the issue is identified, you say, okay, can we now sort this issue out?
The ECOS project, which was launched to enhance competitiveness among small-scale and medium-sized enterprises by adopting an ecosystem approach to address market access barriers, has provided support to over 1,300 enterprises. Ivan Kahua and Abdunasir Luwama, UBC News.
We thank you so much for watching. There was a small mix-up here. That is the story where the Executive Director of the Uganda Export Promotions Board, Eli Twineo, has encouraged small-scale and medium-sized entrepreneurs to adopt a groupage approach to access cross-border markets. Let us now take you back to our story to do with miners and what stakeholders think about the sector.
Extractive Industries and Transparency Initiative requires government and extractive companies to publish and reconcile data on oil and mining revenues as a mechanism for ensuring transparency and proper management of revenues from natural resources.
Since 2020, a series of interventions have been undertaken to implement EITI in Uganda. Some of these include the establishment of the Uganda Multi-Stakeholder Group, MSG, engagement and consultative meetings, capacity building sessions, and contribution to several policies, laws, and guidelines in the extractive sector.
At the launch of the second EITI report, stakeholders stressed loopholes that have hindered positive implementation.
We are not able to follow through the production volumes of what we produce, especially in minerals. For us, whereas the oil and gas is okay, but you cannot know how much gold is produced in Uganda. Even knowing how much marble is produced from Karamoja, it's a hard job because much of it will be coming, but nobody weighs and knows that we are producing so many tons.
Under requirement 2.4a of the 2019 standard, countries implementing EITI are required to disclose all contracts and licenses that have been granted, entered into, or amended as of 1st January 2021. We call upon the government of Uganda to expedite the process of publicly disclosing contracts and licenses that provide the terms for the exploitation of oil, gas, and minerals.
In the year 2021-2022 annual report, the coalition managed to collect revenue worth 241 billion from oil and gas, while 61 billion shillings was collected from mines.
Having only 61 billion in 1 year, it tells you that we are just jokers. We are not doing what we are supposed to do. That's very paltry. That's very little money. That's a contribution of around 1.8% to GDP.
Despite challenges, EITI has registered some positive impacts, including the increase of registered mining companies.
Last year's EITI report, we had about 4 companies that we are reporting from mining, but now this time we have over 8 companies from mining that are reporting. We know what they are paying to government, but we also have the 4 companies from the oil sector that are reporting. So
this year's second EITI report will run under the theme, A Call for More Government Commitment. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
The mayor in Dana, Abdulrahman Al-Gaithi, one of the hardest hit Libyan cities by a recent flood, says that the death toll in his city alone could reach 18,000 to 20,000 people based on the extent of the damage caused by the natural disaster. We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you at this particular moment. We'll get back to you at 10 p.m. But in the sports world, there is news coming in that FUFA has fired the head coach of the Uganda Cranes, that is Molten Micheal. We're going to confirm that story and verify, then give it to you in detail in an upcoming bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the next program.